and welcome to the Deep End. This is No Bullshit, and I am Sam Cook, your humbly amazing, fucking great host. And this is a new concept that I just wanted to test out, try out for reviewing. I thought that the way that I've structured reviews in the past and some of my other endeavors that I've done for game review and things like that were a little produced, somewhat overproduced at times, trying to go for cheap laughs, goofy gags, too many gaffes to count, and I feel like sometimes that can take away from what I'm trying to do here. So what this is no bullshit. This is just me, there's no script, talking about a game that I've been playing recently, and this titular episode is Atomega. It is a game that I believe was put out by THQ. I'm going to have to double check and see if that was a THQ studio game. As I said, this is unfiltered, unscripted, and probably just a little bit amateurish for some people's standards, but I wanted it to just really be gameplay footage, me talking, letting you come to your own conclusions about things based on the words that I'm saying, and my direct opinions. Actually, it wasn't THQ. THQ doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. It was a Ubisoft published game. So it's by a Ubisoft studio, which you'd think it would be a little bit more AAA than it is in its current rendition. But I'll get to that. Let's talk about what the game is. So Atomega is a first-person shooter, kind of. Well, no, it is. It's just not what you'd be expecting based on things from recent days. So it is very deathmatchy, which is a nice kind of bastion of just arcadey gaming nonsense, which I love. So that's not like a slam against this game. It is very arcadey, so that would be the first point to make. The shooting isn't like, you're not looking for CSGO or Arma, PUBG kind of shooting mechanics. It's really straightforward. It's you aim, you click, you fire, and that's it. Yeah, you're shooting just some laser beams out of your face. Yeah, your eye hole, I guess. So essentially you have a bunch of different evolutionary states. You get to them by collecting boxes. You get different firepower, speed rate of fire as you go. And it's really nice. It's really laid back and enjoyable. Definitely laid back. So there's just a bunch of cubes all over the place. You start off as just a ball of light that you have to possess a cube, and then you can start moving as it. You're super weak and vulnerable as a cube, but as you collect more cubes, you evolve into different life forms, like a protozoa almost, a raptor, they call it a soar. But then you get into like bigger and badder mofos, with the end goal to be the Omega. The Omega is an energy beam that is so powerful that you can just fire off pure beams of energy that will annihilate the people that you are playing against. It's very difficult to get to that point because of how the evolution mechanics work. Essentially, because you have to collect all these cubes, you fill up a bar on the right-hand side of the page that becomes increasingly more and more difficult to fill up. Because you're larger, you're a bigger target, you get hit, you die. If you want to get away from dying, you teleport, which drops you down into your previous form, and then you have to fill that bar up all the way again. But if you are too stupid, like me, to hit that teleport button, you will have to start over from being a ball of light. And sometimes it's not just out of stupidity, like me, who for the first couple hours that I played this game didn't realize that there was a teleport mechanic, but you could also just be caught off guard and just get blasted into oblivion in a fight that you think you're going to win, then someone much bigger and badder than you comes in and wrecks your shit up. That was not grammatically correct sentence, but let's go with that. We're going to start using the phrase wrecks your shit up for any time we get decimated. So, I played a handful of hours of this game. You wouldn't think it would be a game with that kind of replayability, seeing as there is currently only one map. Not much to do other than that. A lot of games don't fill up with as many people as you'd like until later on into the evenings, at least where I'm at. So that's interesting. A little bit disappointing when I got it, but it was 13 Canadian. What can I fucking say about that? That's dirt cheap. I'm not gonna try and return a game like that, because I do enjoy it. So there are good and bad elements to this, and let's just get started, because I feel like that was enough of a rundown for my take on the game there. So the good, the arcadiness, I already said I like that. It's very, almost Quake-esque, I guess, would be the way to put it in how it feels to move and shoot. It's very glidey. There's not a lot to do with, like, movement. It's fast-paced, but that's the good and bad thing, because it's fast-paced, but I don't feel like it's fast enough. As you get bigger, you feel slow. You feel that girthy gigantism of yourself, I guess. But you feel slow because of they're trying to put that element, like, you're gigantic, your steps, they're like normal steps, like you're walking, but you're taking incredibly large movements forward, but it still feels slow because you feel that scale and size of yourself. So you feel like you should be moving quicker. Like, I've been running this entire game, but now because I'm gigantic, I'm not moving that fast. I guess for physics, that makes sense, but no other part of this game really plays by physics like that. It really plays by the seat of your pants, and then when you get into those larger sizes, that can be an issue. So if you're enjoying the quick movement, to get stronger and win the game, essentially, you have to sacrifice that which you love, which I guess is life in a nutshell. But other than that, you get a lot of fun shooting mechanics. You get shot in the back a lot. You don't see people. My mouse sensitivity is pretty high, and I end up missing everyone 90% of the time. I probably have the worst accuracy in this game. That's probably just me, so that's not like a slam. Maybe it is the game, but maybe it's just something that you have to master over time. Another part of the game that I really liked was the throwback with power-ups. Definitely a fun mechanic. Lots of different play styles that you can get by which pickups that you choose to keep. I'm sure that the ones that I drop might be ones that you use non-stop. For me, my favorite was the steal and the attack boost. The stealing means that as long as that is active when you're shooting your enemies, not only are you lowering their health, you are lowering their block count and increasing your own. So at the start of a fight, you might be, say, a sore. By the end of it, you might have gotten yourself into a prime, which is neat, to say the least. I think it's a really cool, game-changing pickup to have. There's also, like I said, the attack boost, which just means that you don't have the heat-up mechanic. As you shoot in this game, if you hold down your shooting, you're going to overheat. And then there is a cooldown that feels a little bit long, in my opinion. It gets you killed most of the time. I feel like you can't fire off enough shots to make it worth your while to really hold down and not be conscious about your shooting, which that's what it's for. I get that, but I feel like when you can fire so much as a small little cuboid and you end up not being able to fire more than 4 shots later on in the game, it's difficult. It's difficult to say if that's a huge issue, too. I found it to be a bit of an issue for me. You might not find it so for you. But yeah, the Omega, as you get to that evolutionary state, that's the next part I want to talk about. The Omega time is awesome and fun. I actually had a hilarious moment where I really had no idea what was going on. I saw that everyone looks like they're flying around when they have it. So one of the times that I got it, I was like, dope, I can fly over this broken bridge. I was like, no, I have fallen so far and am dead. And that was the end of my 5 seconds as the Omega in that match. So that was disappointing, but it led for some funny gameplay for me. My friend Matt was sitting here in my room with me while I was playing. He has a workstation computer thing that I set up for him behind me, so that's nice. And he turned over and he was looking and he was like, Jesus, Sam, you told me to, look, I paused my game, and for the 5 seconds that you were Omega, you did nothing but die. Bravo, sir. Bravo. I mean, he doesn't speak that theatrically, but that's the gist. So yeah, overall I would say that this game has a lot going for it. There's a bit holding it back. Definitely something to keep your eye on. I would not say that you have to buy this right now. This isn't a game that you should drop everything and play right now. If it looks like this is your game already, definitely get it, because I feel like there's only good to come with it. And that's pretty much where I would put my expectations. This game isn't complete. It's not really ready to be out there. It works, it's functional, it's fun. Is it worth the purchase right now? No. But later on, definitely keep an eye on it and see how it goes. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on it to see if it gets better. And I'll probably do a follow-up on this review when it gets to that time. So yeah, definitely worth keeping your eye on. Well, this was no bullshit. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, definitely leave a comment down below, and we can go from there. Maybe I will continue doing it in this fashion. I'll probably do a few more just to test it out. I'm not sure if I should have like an itinerary to go over, maybe not fully scripted, but maybe not as non-scripted as this one was. You can only improv yourself so far out of a corner. That said, I am Sam Cook. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.